Hello friends, it's your boy Trent. Today I'm here for my week 1 game against our good friend Paycheck. Before we get into it, I just want to say thank you to Paycheck. If you watch this, very much appreciate you picking up a team that we had a drop for literally right after draft finish. I'm pretty sure grace period wasn't even over yet. And Paycheck hit me up very quickly after I messaged him, and he responded very fast, and he was able to take the team. He was able to get up a draft analysis video in only like 3 days, when the rest of us had a little over a week to do so. So Paycheck the GOAT for that. We were able to make this match happen in a timely manner. Well, assuming that we get the match to happen, we got it scheduled. So Paycheck's team is very scary. He was able to pick it up and make any trades that he wanted to before our match started. I don't necessarily think there was any counter teaming involved. Let's go ahead and look at his team real quick. Before we do, we'll look at my team, obviously. We have our round 1 ELECTIVIRE. We got Hisui and Coolfish, Tatsugiri. We got Regirock. We have Open Terra Stantler. We got Leafeon, Cryogonal, Murkrow, and then Banette. And then looking at his team down on the bottom, it's a little small, but we'll fix it later. We got him on top. We have Rabombi. This Rabombi has been complex banned, so it has no webs and no quiver dance. So most of the time, you're just going to see like a fully offensive Rabombi, or even like maybe a Calm Mindset or a Sleep Powder or Stun Spore. I think it gets both of those moves. We have Iron Thorns. Once again, no Boost Energy, no DD. We have Houndoom. We have Jumpluff. We have Open Terra Metang. We have Marshtomp. We have Dratini that does not get Dragon Dance. Oh yeah, that's another thing is no Dragon Dance on Dratini. We have Seviper and we have Greavard. So this matchup is very interesting for me. Hitmontop is a pain in the fucking ass, especially if he wants to run like a clear amulet set. I have 2 Intimidate users, and offensive Hitmontop looks insane into my team. I don't have the most hazards. I have 1 Rocker and 1 Spiker. So he probably still will be running Rapid Spin even if he runs an offensive set. Mach Punch looks really strong into our faster mons like Cryogonal, Murkrow, even Tatsugiri takes a lot from a Technician boosted Mach Punch. Triple Axle looks very good into Pokemon like Leafeon, and depending on what Terra type I run on Stantler. The only mon that we really have that does pretty well into Hitmontop is going to be the Regirock, but we have to kind of take a close combat to the face to be able to do anything back to it. Double Intim is going to be our way to stop it. We just have to hope it's not a clear amulet set. Rabombi, probably going to be some kind of choice set. I do have 3 potential Eviolite users and potential like boots with spin on Tatsugiri, or even like a Specs set. So I think there is potential for them to run like Specs 3 moves with Trick on Rabombi to try to get rid of an Eviolite. I think that would be really strong for him to be able to remove the Eviolite off of either Coolfish or Stantler, or even Murkrow. And so I think that set is very viable, probably just like dual stabs and maybe energy ball specifically for the Regirock. Next up we have Iron Thorns. No Dragon Dance means that he might run SD. I think you almost need to run a Shuca Berry here. I think there's just too many Pokemon on my team that get ground coverage. I think Shuca Berry is almost a guarantee, between the Regirock and the Electivire both being pretty decent into it. Electivire being able to OHKO it with an Earthquake, and Regirock just being able to wall it because it's so tanky. I could also see Pasho Berry if he wants to try to use it as a Tatsugiri check. Next up we have Houndoom. I could totally see a Nasty Plot set, maybe even like a Sash Nasty Plot set. I don't have much priority on this team other than Prankster priority with Murkrow, and then Shadow Sneak with Banette, but Banette looks very bad into this team. So I could totally see something like that. Otherwise, another spec set I think could also do pretty well. We have Jumpluff. I think Seed Spam could do pretty well into my team, considering my only switch into Seed Spam is going to be that Leafeon, which is weak to Acrobatics, and I really don't have much to do back to it unless I run my manual Sunny Day with Weather Ball. Next up we have Terra Metang. This Pokemon can really be used for a lot of different Pokemon. It really depends on what he thinks is the biggest threat in prep. things like Terra Ground could be good for the Electivire as well as the Quillfish. You could run Terra Steel specifically to wall the Quillfish as well as the Tatsugiri. And it also still helps with the Electivire and the Stantler. I think Terra Steel is a very good one to bring. Terra Ground leaves you weak to Pokemon like Cryogonal and Leafeon and Tatsugiri. Next up, we have Marshtomp. If this thing comes, it's probably just going to be a Rocks Pokemon. I think it gets Flip Turn. I could totally be wrong about that. Haven't really done too much looking into whether Marshtomp is similar to the Swampert. Next up, we have Dratini. I believe this Pokemon gets E-Speed, so if it comes, it could just be like a Terra Normal Extreme Speed Revenge Pokemon if the Regirock is either dead or does not come. Next up, we have Seviper. Spread Toxics. I don't know really what else this mon would be there for. I don't think it's the best mon in this matchup. And then Grievard, I feel like they would only bring if they are trying to hazard stack me, which I don't think they have any spikes, so it would just be rocks from Thorns or Matang or Marshtomp, and then trying to spin block me. So yeah, that's going to be their team. Let's get a real quick look into what we brought. So first up, we have our captain of the team. Currently, I'm not going to be putting the sets on the screen. I'm still kind of like using this as a trial and error to see how the team builders do. So we're just going to put them on the screen, and I'll give you a little talk through what we're bringing. We are running an Assault Vest Electivire this week. Assault Vest is good for Pokemon like the Houndoom and the Rabombi that are guaranteed faster than us. And can do a lot of damage. We can Oko both of them back with the move coverage we have. We are rocking Knockoff, Earthquake, Trailblaze, and Supercell Slam. I really don't see the Marshtomp coming unless the Electivire is that big of a threat. We do have Trailblaze for it, and with the Assault Vest, anything but an Earthquake is not going to do much damage to us. So 2 Trailblazes could put us in a very, very strong winning position. I don't see him running Protect, so Supercell Slam felt like the best option over Thunderbolt or Thunder Punch or Wild Charge. And then we have Earthquake for things like Iron Thorns, pretty standard. Basically, if we can just get Chip on something like Hitmontop and maybe a little on the Matang, depending on its Terra typing, we can easily sweep an endgame with this Electivire if we can get to +1 speed. So that's the plan for that. Next up, we have our good buddy Purple Haze, the Hisuian Quillfish. We are rocking the Eviolite as we will be almost every week. We have Intimidate this week because it just looks really strong into their very large slew of physical attackers. We are going to be rocking Crunch, Barbarage, Aqua Jet, and Toxic. Crunch plus Barbarage looks very free into almost everything on their team. The Iron Thorns is really the only one that can just kind of tank those hits. Even the Metang before Terra does not like to take crunches even if it's full Fizdef. And the Hitmontop, if we can get a Barbarage Poison on it, we are steadily doing over 30% to an offensive version of it. And even Pokemon like Seviper are taking a lot of damage from Crunch if they're not Fizdef. And then we have Toxic specifically there for the Hitmontop as well as the Thorns, as well as any Metang set that has Terra'd out of Steel or Poison. And then also to help with the Subseed spam that Jumpluff might try to hit us with. So Quillfish is going to have a lot of utility here, and then we are running that Aqua Jet so that way we can out-prioritize Hitmontop's Mach Punch if it comes down to it. We outspeed Rabombi with it. It hits the Houndoom pretty hard. Those are the main things it's there for. That it also hits the Iron Thorns if he wants to run some kind of like Salic Berry set. So yeah, that's going to be it for our Quillfish this week. Next up, with our third Pokemon on the team, we have Miami Cola, the Regirock. So our Regirock set this week is going to be pretty standard. We are max HP, max Spadef with leftovers, and we are going to be running Stealth Rock. Their removal is very poor. It's just Hitmontop, and I feel like Hitmontop just has a lot of pressure offensively and defensively. So any turn that they're wasting clicking Rapid Spin is just a very good turn for us. Then we have Iron Defense, we have Body Press, and we have Stone Edge. The combination of Iron Defense and Body Press is almost unpunished into their team. The only Pokemon that is going to hard resist that is going to be the Rabombi. I don't see Grievard coming this week. I feel like it just is a losing Pokemon to bring into my team. Even Rabombi takes like 30% if I get to +4, and it just drops to a Stone Edge if it's not Focus Sash. And then same thing with the Jumpluff. So Body Press, if I can get to +2, is very strong. The only Pokemon that can do over 30% to me with a single attack once I get to +2 defense is a Banded Hitmontop or a Rabombi with Energy Ball. Those are the only two mons that can do significant damage to me, and Body Press just does a metric ton to the Hitmontop if it wants to try to stay in and click close combat on me. So yeah, I think Regirock is going to be very strong here. We just kind of need to find a position to get it in, probably against something like the Iron Thorns or maybe a Rabombi if we find out it is like Specs or Scarf. Or we could get in on something like the Marsh Tomp or the Matang. Anything like that will be looking good. Next up, we have our Terra Captain, Rose the Stantler. This week we're going to be running pretty mixed defenses with a little bias towards the Spadef just because Rabombi is very threatening into my team. We're going to be running Terra Poison. Terra Poison resists both of Rabombi's stabs as well as the Energy Ball, and it also resists the Fighting Stab from Hitmontop, so kind of two birds with one stone. We're going to be rocking Thunder Wave because aside from the Iron Thorns, Thunder Wave is a very free click, as well as the Marsh Tomp or a potential Terra Ground or Electric on Matang. And to combat those 2 to 3 Pokemon, depending on what the Terra is, to combat those Pokemon trying to switch in on our Thunder Wave spam, we have Energy Ball and Earth Power. Energy Ball is a absolute chunker against Marsh Tomp or a Terra Ground Metang, and then we have Earth Power, which will one-shot any Iron Thorns that's not Max Spadef with an Assault Vest. Stantler's move pool is very deep, and so we intend to use it. And then our last move is going to be Shadow Ball. I had Shadow Ball originally on here because I was Terra Ghost specifically to block spin from the Hitmontop and kind of negate that. But then last minute before I started genning my team in, I realized how weak I was to a Rabombi, especially like a Specs one. So I adjusted the EVs a little bit, changed my Terra to Poison, and I'm going to hope that that works out because I kind of had to pick my poison whether I wanted to be weak to Rabombi a little more or Hitmontop, and I ended up choosing Hitmontop. Hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. But I do have Intimidate, so even after an Intimidate, an Earthquake is not doing that much unless, like I said, they are choice banded. Alright, next up we have Swirly Pop, the Tatsugiri, and I'm just realizing I probably picked the worst color one to put on this background, but that is okay, you can see it just fine. Swirly Pop, the Tatsugiri, is going to be rocking heavy duty boots this week just because, like I said, they do have rocks, and I do not want to take Hazard Chip considering nothing on our team is running boots aside from this Pokemon. So we are running Rapid Spin. We also have Draco Meteor plus Surf. Our dual stabs look very unresisted into their team, especially once the Matang Terras. Then Draco Meteor is extremely free considering Rabombi does not really want to try to switch in on a Surf. And then we have Ice Beam specifically there for the Jump Pluff. Otherwise, we kind of get set up on by Jump Pluff because they can just sub in front of me until I go to like -4 with Draco and I can't touch them, and then they sub-seed forever on my team. And Jump Pluff is just a massive problem. So Icy Wind, very strong, and if they try to switch in something like Rabombi or not a Hitmontop, a Houndoom or anything like that, we can drop its speed and be faster with whatever Pokemon we want to bring in. So yeah, Tatsugiri, pretty straightforward set for it this week, but I think it's going to put in a lot of work. And last but certainly not least, we have Bankster Berry, the Murkrow. Murkrow is going to be rocking the Eviolite this week. Pretty straightforward. They don't have a lot of hazards. They only have 2, maybe 3 rockers, but I really don't see the Marsh Tomp coming, so I'm really just going to say 2. But Iron Thorns matchup is also really bad. But our Murkrow is going to be running, we have Thunder Wave, we have Haze, we have U-Turn, and Brave Bird. Goal is kind of the same thing with Stantler. We just want to spread as many Thunder Waves as possible. And then the mons that we cannot Thunder Wave, like a potential Terra Ground or Electric Matang or the Marsh Tomp or Iron Thorns, we can just U-turn out and get some decent chip and get in a respectable switch. And then we have Brave Bird for something like the Rabombi. If we see it's choiced into something like Bug Buzz, we can take one of those. And we also have Brave Bird for things like Jump Pluff and Hitmontop that do very considerable damage. And even if we don't want to stay in, U-Turn also does a decent chunk, because I did not realize that Murkrow actually has decent offensive stats. We have an 85 attack stat with a Brave Bird. It actually does some decent damage to things that are slower, things that are weak to it. So Murkrow, basically just here to keep me from losing to any kind of setup potential. Nasty Plot, Houndoom, Swords Dance, Iron Thorns, basically any kind of setup. He has a lot of potential for setup, And so Hayes, I think, is going to be very strong here. It's going to be a very late, like, red button kind of click to keep from losing the game. And then hopefully we can bring it back with a mix of our priority and bulk. So yeah, that's going to be our team for this week. If you guys think that this team is going to do well, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. If you think it's not, also go ahead and let me know down in the comments. This team building for a league like this is just extremely weird, but I'm having so much fun with it. This is the most fun I've had building a team in a very long time. Very excited to get into this match versus Paycheck, so I'll see you guys over there. Peace. All right, we are here for our week 1 game against my boy Paycheck. Paycheck actually picked up this team after somebody dropped it right after the draft ended, so thank you to him. We are going to see Hitmontop, Rabombi, Thorns. No Houndoom is really nice. No Jumpluff is even nicer. We see Matang, Marshtomp, and Seviper. So Seviper gets Toxic, right? Does Marshtomp get like anything? Does it get a phasing move? It does get Roar. Okay, so we do have to keep that in mind when it comes to setting up with Regirock. I feel very free just leading with Purple Haze, I think. Actually, you know what? I'm going to punish him not leading with Matang. If he wants to lead Matang, then so be it. We will play around that. I also could lead Froze Rose. No, I think I'm going to lead Electivire. We're going to lead Lemon Drop. I'm not sure exactly what I expect him to lead with. It might be like Rabombi. I will just click Knockoff if I see the Rabombi. Could get a potential Eviolite off of the Matang or the Marshtomp, which will make it a lot easier to win with Regirock, because both of those are Fizdef tanks. Okay. Berry B. It's going to be the Rabombi. Okay, so we did get a right lead. Now there is a chance he could just like try to trick me here. I really don't think it's worth over predicting. I think I either just click Knockoff or I click Trailblaze. I think I'm just going to click Knockoff, expecting the Marshadow to come in. So he's going to trick. What is he going to trick me? Specs, maybe? He's going to trick me Specs. We're going to give him an Assault Vest, and we are going to knock that Assault Vest off. And that did not do much damage at all. So Electivire versus Rabombi. Knockoff. Okay, so that's just about normal HP investment. I feel very free just going into Stantler here. Only problem with Stantler is he could take off my Eviolite. Otherwise, I could also just stay in, but without my Assault Vest, I am taking almost 50% from a Moonblast, which I do not like. But at the same time, I could just try to chip this thing away with knockoffs. I'm going to stay in for 1 turn and see what he wants to do. So he's going to U-turn, so something else is taking a knockoff, and he knows that. So let's see what he decides does not need an item. I feel like it's probably going to be Thorns. It's going to be Hitmontop. Okay. I'm happy with this. So this is obviously going to do nothing. He is Intim, so probably more defensive. What are we going to knock off? Rocky Helmet? Assault Vest. Okay. So now I feel pretty free just going into Quillfish. Best thing he could do to me is Earthquake, but assuming he's defensive, Earthquake is doing 40 to 47. Could also go into Murkrow first. I think I like that. Unless he Axles here. If he Axles here, then good play. Axel would pick up a KO. Oh no, that's Technician. He's gonna CC. And he's going to crit, so we have no idea what set this is. Okay. So if you're max attack adamant, a crit always kills. If you have no attack investment, it does not kill. So we know he's offensive now. Okay. So if he's 252, it's a roll. So I'm going to assume he's adamant, and that was not a roll, and I did not get unlucky. I think I can just go into Tatsugiri here. Tatsugiri, and he's -1 SPDF. He's like max HP. Surf does a lot. Close combat without a crit has a chance to kill me. I can actually just go into Terra. I can Terra Poison Stantler here and just get a T-Wave off, I think. It will make Regirock faster. That is a very unfortunate way to start the game, because I could have definitely just gotten a U-turn off there, or even a Brave Bird, and been very okay. We are going to Terra. What does he go out into? Maybe Robombi? Robombi can't really do anything back to me, though. He might trick me to get my Eviolite off. I'm just going to T-Wave. So he's going to withdraw. What's going to come in? It's going to be Robotnik. That's got to be the Metang, right? I'll happily take damage on the Metang. Very happily take damage on this thing. Metang does not get knockoff. Metang. I think he only gets Zen Headbutt. I guess he could be Terra Blast, Terra Ground. Terra Ground. Into Stantler. $34-41 if he's not offensive. I think I'm just going to go on a middle ground here and just click Earth Power. Don't really want to reveal it, though, for the Iron Thorns, but I don't know if I have a choice. My other option is to just swap. I could go into Electivire here and just click Supercell Slam. No, I think I just want damage on this thing. So he does not Terra, so we get a really strong Earth Power off. It's going to do about half. He's going to be Weakness Policy. Okay, so not Eviolite is very interesting. What is he clicking here? And he gets Parrot. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. So if I'm bold here, I'm clicking Energy Ball in hopes that he Terras, and I call that. My other option is to just go into Evire here, who, when Terra grounds, knowing he's not Eviolite, Trailblaze has a chance to kill. And a Terra Blast at +2 will kill me if he decides to click that. But I don't know if I want to risk my Stantler right now, knowing that Robombi is such an issue for my team. But at the same time, getting rid of this thing would be really huge. I think I'm going to make a call here. Yes! Let's fucking go. I need this to kill, though. That's the problem. So, Earth Power before Terra does 55. Okay, yeah, this should always kill. I keep forgetting Energy Ball is not base 80, so it's actually the same power. So this should always kill. He does not Bullet Punch. And it's not a roll. Let's fucking go. Okay. Good play on Stantler. Good play. I should be keeping the stats. So Hitmon kills Murkrow. Stantler kills Metang. And now we're in a really strong spot where he really doesn't have much that wants to come in on the Stantler. I have shown Energy Ball, so I think I've scared him Yeah, so he's going to go back into the Hitmontop here. Most likely just going to click EQ. Hitmontop in front of Stantler. Earthquake does 48 to 57. I honestly might even just say I'm okay with that damage. Just to get a T-Wave off on this thing. I think it's worth it. And we're going to miss. Alright, Stantler. So he is going to Earthquake. And it's going to do 194. So yeah, that's almost a max roll, assuming if he's adamant, which he is. So, does Electivire live a hit here? No, but I think it's my sack. I think Electivire's my sack. Unfortunately, I think Electivire's my sack. I want to keep Stantler healthy so that way I can get a hit off on that Rabombi if I need to. Or T-Wave it. Can also hit the Iron Thorns. Okay, so Hitmontop kills Electivire. And man, this luck early on is just not going my way. Other play is to Intim Stantler. So if he's at -2, how much is he doing to Coolfish? 20 to 24. Negligible damage. I think that might be my play. How much is he doing to Stantler at -2? Same amount, basically. Is it worth it to just go into Purple Haze here, then? -1. Earthquake is doing 27 to 31. That's not much of a difference. And I can at least get a hit off. So we're going to get an Intim off. I think your only play here is to go into Survivor. I feel like you shouldn't stay in here. So I'm just going to click Crunch. Survivor has to come in here. I feel like this Survivor was built, yep, just for the Quillfish. So we'll get a Crunch off. We'll be able to see what kind of set this thing is. That does over half. Wow. Did I crit? I guess we're about to find out. He's going to withdraw again and go into the Hitmontop. He's going to go back into Hitmontop. Chip on this thing is exactly what I'm needing. So, really don't care about that. Defense drop. Okay. So, Quillfish into Hitmontop. I think we guaranteed he's just max HP. Barbarage does 30%. Unfortunately, I do need to swap into Stantler here to get an Intim and then go back, I think, or just try to T-Wave it. I do need to save health, as much health on Quillfish as I can, because Quillfish is not necessarily a win con, but it does really well into almost everything on his team. He's going to spin, so he will be faster than me. But this Earthquake should still not kill. Earthquake at -1 into Stantler. Should do 102 max. Am I missing something here? Oh, yep. That was actually a complete 50% roll. I accidentally calced him at -1 and with the Intimidate. Okay. So I think I'm at the point where I just need to get damage off on this thing. So I do just want to click. I mean, there's no way he stays in here. No way. So we'll get our Crunch off. Goes into Berry. That's going to be the B. Okay. Should have just clicked Barbarage. Okay, so he's going to click Trick here. Almost guaranteed clicking trick here. Do I have a play? I think my only play is to go into Regirock. And yeah, the luck has just been eating me this time. And Hitmontop is already up to 3 kills. I'm definitely not counting myself out yet. So he's just going to Moonblast. Jeez, that does so much damage. Okay. So I think my only win con here is to Iron Defense. He has Energy Ball. Can I live 2 of those? I can. Really wish I would have just attacked now, though. I'm assuming a Body Press does not kill, right? Or Bombi +2. 30 to 36 is crazy, but if he has any defense investment, I don't kill, so I don't want to risk it. Okay, so we are going to get a kill here. We don't miss. Surprisingly, we don't miss. Okay, so the Robbie goes down. They still have Thorns in the back, but I'm really not scared of Thorns. I don't know if... Should I be? Definitely... This game's definitely not over, because now Tatsugiri outspeeds everything that's left. He's going to go into Fred, which is going to be the Marsh Stomp. So, this is actually a speed tie, and I need damage on this thing. So I'm just going to click Body Press. We are faster. We're going to get some nice damage off, and he's going to be special. Okay, so seeing that Body Press damage into Marsh Stomp, I'm assuming you're EVLA. Body Press at +2 did just under half, so that's max defense. So seeing that, does Tatsugiri kill? A Draco kills, but a Draco only. But do I really need to... Do I even need to Draco? Can I not just surf twice here? Like, what is he doing to me? Endeavor? You get Mirror Coat? He does get Mirror Coat. How much am I doing to Marsh Stomp? Tatsugiri. I will do 148 back. 148 does not kill me. If he has Mach Punch on Hitmontop, this might just be over, though. I'm just going to click Surf. Does he have Mirror Coat? Should I have clicked Draco? He's just going to yawn. Okay. Interesting. I'm just going to click Surf. What does he go into here? I think I have to burn a turn of sleep on Tatsugiri regardless. I'm gonna go into Mechazilla. That is a very interesting play to make. I think I have to try to get an early turn, wake up. Yawn is so good. That was such a good play. And he has SD. Okay. So basically, if Tatsugiri does not wake up here, we guaranteed lose. Come on, Tatsugiri. Nope, we don't get it. We're going to get 3 turn. Earthquake, that probably kills. It does kill. Okay. So we're going to drop week 1. Little bit of luck induced, but for the most part, just things didn't go my way. Definitely could have probably played it just a little better, but at the end of the day, not too much I can do about it. He is going to be Adrenaline Orb, which is good tech on his part. But yeah, no, there's not really much I can do about it if things go that way. Missed a T-Wave on Hitmontop, that would have been really huge. Other things like that. So GG's to Paycheck. That is going to be it for me. Week 1, we're going to go down 0-3, but I have no doubt that we're not going to bounce back and win week 2. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.